All right, y'all, welcome to the class. Thanks for being here today. We're continuing our mobility and agility series. Today I want to talk about scrambling and winning transitions, so I'm going to talk for just hopefully a minute or two, and then do some demos before we do a little positional and then roll. But for me, scrambling is really just about winning a transition. So for me, a transition is anything that's between two static positions. So like if you're on side control and you're trying to advance to mount, the transition there is a spot that you could win from either top or bottom. So Jiu-Jitsu got a lot easier for me once I started to understand and like put all the little pieces together as I moved up the belts. Like white belt, you don't really know anything. Blue belt, you're like, okay, I'm realizing now that I don't know anything. Purple belt, you're like, I know some stuff, but there's still a lot I don't know. Brown belt, you're like, okay, there's actually a lot I don't know. And then black belt is like, I don't know anything. But you start to put the pieces together once you understand positions, and you can start to like draw lines between them. Each of those lines is a transition, and it's an opportunity to win or lose that scenario. And Jiu-Jitsu is really just about beating your opponent in those transitions as you advance or regrade positions. So today I want to talk about like how you can build those into your game and like start to think about them and put the pieces together. And the situation I want to use to demonstrate that concept is like a sprawl or like a front headlock type scenario. And we reviewed this a little bit last time when we were going over how to retain guard. So I'm going to use Jason here. There's a ton of ways you can get into this position, and this is what it looks like. Like I'm here in like kind of turtle, and he's in front of me. And there's like a ton of different conditions about like where his arms could be and legs could be, and like I don't want to cover everything, but I just want to talk about like how I view this scenario. I'm going to start from the bottom, so like if I'm underneath him, and then I'll go over like for the next series like if I'm on top. But there's a ton of ways again you can get here. Maybe we started on our feet and I try to double leg takedown. Terrible wrestler, so I shoot, and he sprawls on me. We're here. The other one that we went over last class was like if he goes to throw my legs and pass, and I'm here, and I have to belly down to recover my guard, and then we're here again, right? So again, a number of ways of getting here, so it's a really common position to be in, but I want to like focus on like the three things that I'm thinking about if I'm on bottom and like I'm calculating these like as we're coming into this position so that I can win this transition, right? The first thing is going to be if his knees are on the ground, my immediate reaction is to do a knee tap. And that looks like this. So the arm that is overhooked, and if he has both of them, I can go to either side, but it has to be a side that is over, because if it's under, I won't be able to control any of his body. So I'm going to blast up with one arm as I hit his knee with the other hand, and all I'm doing is turning him like a wheel, like this. So we're here. Sure, yeah. So we're like this, knee tap, arm, bam, and I come on top. I'm probably going to end up in some kind of half guard or quarter guard. If he's a fish, I'll end up on his side. But again, it's super easy. Just tap on his knee as I'm turning him here, and we come into this position. So that's the first thing, if his knees are on the ground. If we come up into this position and I see his knees are not on the ground, and he has an arm for an overhook, I'm just gonna do a duck under or a sit out. This is like a really common wrestling thing. All I really have to think about here is that I need to trap this arm with my arm as I sit out here, and then I'm immediately looking to come on top. If he stays down, I might be in the turtle. If he actually rolls over, I'll be on top. That's if his knees are off the ground. The only other thing I'm thinking about here is if he's like actively attacking a choke. So he could have, head and arm, but he's going for a guillotine here. Or he might even have two hands trying to get my head. For this, I need to go 2-on-1. So I just need to establish whichever hand feels like it's the closest to choking me. I need to grab that with two hands, get it away from my neck, and then sit backwards to guard. So it's really simple, low tech. This feels like it's choking me. I have to 2-on-1 win this situation, get my head out, and then I just recovered guard. So those are like the three scenarios, the most common ones that can happen from this position. So again, I'll just go through them real quick, but for the drilling purposes, just do each one 2 times with your partners and then switch. So again, we get to this position. If his knees are on the ground, I'm immediately going for a knee tap, and I have to make sure that I blast with the arm that's trapped here, basically, because I can't do it over here. So as long as I'm inside his elbow-knee space, I can control him. So tap on the knee, blast down.
Would you get 2 points for that, or no?
I'm not really sure on the sweep, because I'm starting from my knees, and so is he. That'd be a question for Sam or an IBJJF ref, honestly. I think it's like a gray area now because I'm not technically in guard for it to be a reversal or a sweep. It depends on how we got into this. If it had started from like, I was playing guard, he almost passed, I come up to here and do it, maybe, but I'm really not sure.
Okay.
A little bit of a gray area, but you still end up on top or on his side and in a dominant position even if you don't get points from this. So the second one again, if his knees are off the ground, I have to just do a duck out to the overhook side. So like there's a ton of details here, but the biggest things to think about are I'm just trapping his arm and getting my head out and my weight out from underneath him, and then quickly coming on top. And the third one is if he's attacking my neck, I have to deal with that before anything else. Like he's actively attacking me, I can't think about like a position or anything, I just don't want to get submitted. So I have to find the choking hand, which is probably going to be the one that's like under my chin or closest to my carotid artery, 2-on-1, and just sit out the guard. Any questions on this? Yeah.
The second one where you're doing the duck under.
Yeah.
You got both overhooks.
Yep, you can go to either side in that case, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, for the duck under, the only thing that is a no-go is like if this is here, I can't duck under to this side. I'm not in his elbow knee space, I can't control his body. So the key really is if I feel his body on my tricep on either side, I can go to either side. Good question. Any other questions on this? Cool, let's try this 2 times each, working through 1, 2, 3. All right, 2 quick points on those I want to talk about before I ask if there was any questions, just based on questions I asked as I was asked as I was walking around. The first one is on the knee tap. So when I'm doing the knee tap to finish it, like think of it as doing a takedown like from my knees. I'm just driving forward. So we're here, I'm tapping here, or sorry, I'm going to tap here and blast. I just drive forward to finish on top. If he has my head or anything like that, it's okay. I can just tuck my chin, and I have an underhook, so I can just move him away as I kind of shrug, and my head will pop out. And then for the duck under, I want to turn the corner as quickly as possible, and I can hold on to his arm to make sure he doesn't get away. I have like this arm, and I can grab his leg here, kind of suck it in to make sure that he doesn't scramble away and make this back into like a neutral position. Like I want to make sure I come up on top at a minimum, so just stay tight and drive forward.
Can you explain some foot movement on that?
Like,
You want to
sure.
step out?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. So this is one of the warm-ups we sometimes do, is like the ray gun, right? The breakdancing move. This is one of these guys. So come in here. That's essentially what I'm doing, like, right? Like I'm stepping into here. So I'm in this weird, I don't even know what to call this, split position. One foot's planted, once I'm on the side. I've got his arm here and this hand's free. So once I let go of this, I'm looking to immediately grab his waist, stop him from rolling over so I can attack his back. But if he does roll over, then I'm on top. Any questions about those 3 moves from the bottom?
Do you want to shift your weight anywhere, or just
When I'm doing the duck out?
Yeah, the duck out. Is that any detail that helps? Anything different?
So shifting my weight, what do you?
I'm saying, like,
Yeah.
if you're on top of me,
Yep.
and okay, this is my escape.
Yep.
You'll want to try to slide a little bit this way. Can I do it? From
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. So that's a good question. You're like shucking the weight off of you. It doesn't really matter too much where it goes. You're just kind of trying to get it off of you so that you can come up.
Okay.
And you want to hit it like in a transition. So again, like the idea is that like I'm moving your weight, you're over there, and then before you can react, I'm up. Like I'm creating that situation. And so the shift of weight really is just you off of me so that I can come up on top.
Now, what if they have their hands clasped?
Sure, yeah, okay. So
That was-
if he's got me in like a body lock or something like that?
Yeah.
Sure. So you got a body lock. It should still work. You just might have to be a little more explosive to break his grip. Also, he's gonna face plant and it sucks for him. But yeah, you can still break that grip because it's basically all of your body weight against like some kind of hand grip. It's gonna be a little harder, but again, like this should be explosive. So not like it's hard or fast as you can, but you need to generate some momentum, and generating that is gonna break that grip. It's a pretty weak grip, but it's a good question. Any other questions on these?
For the 2-on-1, when we talk about the choke beat,
Yeah.
does it matter where your hands are, like pulling or inside like pushing?
Sure.
Or is it just kind of like you figure it out and it happens?
Yeah, that's kind of what it is. It's going to be different based on like the grips that he has. He might have like a collar grip in there or whatever. So it's going to be whatever's in front of you. But the main thing is like whatever you feel like is the bigger choking threat, 2-on-1, and just get it away from your neck. And that can look like, you can't grab fingers in jiu-jitsu, by the way. So like some refs might let you get away with this, but you can't like grab individual fingers or whatever, or like peel fingers away. So if anything, just clamp the wrist or like the whole hand and just like push. As you like turn your head away from the choke just to get it off, and then you can grab his sleeve, wrist, like whatever you need to grab just to get 2-on-1 and get it away from you.
Mine's no problem what you did there, your right hand. You gotta push, when you pull, it just kind of feels weak. You put one hand and push.
Yes, yep, yeah. You're pushing down, which is a lot stronger than his pulling up. Yeah. Any other cues on that? Cool, so now we're just gonna talk about winning this transition from the top, right? So say Jason shot on me, Jason's a terrible wrestler, I sprawled, I'm like, this is never gonna knock me over. And now I'm on top, right? So we're here. And so again, we talked about like what to do if you're him. And the first thing I talked about was a knee tap, which if my knees are on the ground, if I'm on top on this position, I don't want my knees on the ground because that means my weight is on myself and not him. I want to make this position suck for Jason. So I'm going to start by taking my knees off the ground. As a, jiu-jitsu player, like my number one favorite thing is like a headlock and guillotine. So that's the first thing I'm always looking for is head control. And you can get that with 2 hands inside here, or you can go head and arm, and I'm just gonna lock up a headlock, sit to my guard, and make sure he can't escape by putting my outside leg over and then attacking guillotine. So that's number 1. Number 2 is if he's like defending that, I'm gonna try to attack a crucifix because his hands are gonna come up and it's gonna open his elbow knee space. So I'm in here attacking crucifix, from here, and I'm gonna look to hook and peel. And now from here, there's a ton of crucifix finishes, but we'll just talk about like getting that position to start with. And then the third one is as soon as I'm here, if he's like in turtle, if nothing else, just like spin to the back and try to attack the back. That's never a bad idea. So we're here, and I'm just gonna look to come to here, and then you can finish with any kind of back take that you want. The 2 most basic ones are, if I have like a nice tight seatbelt here, I just roll him over his shoulder, put a hook in, take it that way. The other one is if I can get a hook in here, then I can look for his ankle with this outside leg and pull his ankle and take the back. So again, those are like the 3 things that I'll try to advance. I'm starting in front of him, so the first thing I'm thinking about is a headlock guillotine. As I'm going around the side, if his arms are at all exposed and I can get in that elbow knee space, I'll lock one of his arms into a crucifix. And then if in the process of moving out, I've got none of those, I'll just go straight to the back. Any questions on that?
Can you show the second one, please?
The crucifix? Sure. So again, if his hands are like at all exposed or he's trying to fight my hands, I'm gonna plant a hand down as I come around and kind of feed it to myself. The other way you can do this is like if he's just turtling and trying to protect his neck and his elbows kind of look like that, that's when you can sometimes wedge in there. So yeah, the first one is I'm kind of feeding it to myself because he's protecting his neck. So I just plant the hand down, and I just come get it. And the crucifix was a bit of a wrist lock. And then yeah, like if he's kind of like this, you can get in the space with the heel, pull it out. Any other cues?
On the choke, is it always arm in, or do you do it arm out?
Yeah, so it's really preference. I like the arm in because it's harder for him to pull out of it if I've got his arm. Talking about like this. It just helps me pull him in, and then once we're here, I can finish in any kind of way. For me personally, I like to feed myself the collar once I'm here. And then it's basically a loop choke. But this is a lot easier to hold on to for me because I don't need this hand. And this can really just hold him here, or it can come in top for that kind of finish, like that. That's my preference. But there's tons of guillotine finishes and all kinds of stuff. Any other questions? Cool, let's cycle through these 2 times each. 1, 2, 3. All right, there's 2 points I want to cover real quick before I open for questions. And again, this is based on what I was asked walking around. The first one is on the guillotine. I didn't really go over like finishing mechanics or anything like that. And for the purposes of this, I'm mostly just concerned with like securing the position before you attack the submission. And for that, I like to think of it as like the same as you would get a seatbelt grip if I was on his back. I'm gonna do the same thing, but from the front basically. So I'm grabbing my own wrist and I'm just sucking in. And as I do that, I like pull my elbows in tight, which allows me to do this kind of motions. And that just pulls it in tight. I'm not even like attacking his chin or his neck at this point. And then from here, I want to get into the position to finish the guillotine, which I'm just folding this knee under myself, and I'm thinking about putting his head next to my butt, and his head's on the ground, and then this leg is just preventing him from escaping, because to escape, Jason needs to get his legs over here. So jump over, perfect. That's how you escape, because it creates opening here, and I can't finish the choke. So to stop that, that's why I get this leg high. Now he can't escape, right? Like he can't go this way, and now from here, I can worry about finishing any kind of way. The easiest is to just take this hand and like cup his chin, sorry, pull it up into his throat. Again, my favorite thing is just getting that collar grip once I've established the position, because it's a lot easier to finish. You can finish one-handed just by doing this, and then you can also finish just like a loop choke from the bottom, which is really effective. The second piece was on taking the back. I want to again stress that it's super important to get this seatbelt grip and establish it first before I try to do anything else. That's so that if anything happens in this scramble, I still have control of his upper body and it's attached to mine. So no matter what our legs are doing, whatever, I can do over here. We still land and I still have this. I have no hooks, but I still technically have his back. His back is tattooed to my chest. So make sure you get that nice tight seatbelt and keep that for dear life before anything else. Any questions on these three things?
Yeah, I had one. I'm trying to think. It was the scooping up into the crucifix. What are your grips to get that? What are you looking for specifically when to stick that leg in with your hands?
Yeah, okay, so.
Because if they're tight.
Yep. If they're tight, then.
Cross, whatever.
Yeah, if it's
can't do
gonna,
it.
right. If they're tight, the only way you can do it is if you threaten a choke and they start to defend with the hand. It's a pretty easy way to get them to put a hand in, because the flip side of this that we started with was if you're getting choked, you have to go to 2-on-1, right? And like that's just like a basic move. Like if you're in checkmate, you have to move your king. Like you can bait them hands to come in by threatening a choke, and they have to address it or you'll choke them and win, right? So if we're here and I'm like, he really tight or whatever, I'm like, okay, I need to attack him to get his hands in. And then once he's given me a hand here, I can put that on the ground and let's spin so the camera can see.
This which way?
Let's rotate this way down. So like I'm threatening a choke, right? His hand comes in to defend. I'm putting his hand out here and I just get it with my legs. Now we're in the crucifix. That's the easiest way to bait it, because most people, once they're not a white belt, they don't turtle like this, which if you are turtled like that, like with your elbows as kickstands, then I just come here and hook like that. But most people won't do that, right? So you have to bait it. You have to get the reaction and then win the transition. So again, going for a choke, he goes 2-on-1. I put his arm out, he hits my legs, and attack the crucifix. Yeah.
Might you shoot an arm out to block you from coming around?
Yeah, some people might do that as well, right? So if you know I'm spinning to your back, you might try to stop me by putting an arm out. Right? So yeah, 100% you can trap it that way. I mean, people probably won't be that telegraphed with it. They'll probably try to keep their arms in tight and just block with the hand. But yeah, that is another way that they'll open up for the crucifix. Any other questions? Awesome. So for the positional, we're gonna do 2 minutes each on top and bottom. And this is gonna be like a flow for both people. So go like 50, 60%, just give each other different looks, try some different stuff. And I wanna reiterate, like, this is just what I do. This is like my highest percentage moves. There's tons of other stuff you can do. Like I saw guys working like Darce and anaconda chokes, like whatever you wanna play with, that's what this is for. Like flow, move around, explore the position. Just go like 50, 60% and have fun with it. Any questions? Cool, mouth guards, water, and we'll move into position. 1, 2, 3.